Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 4 on a very bright Thursday morning. I hope your week is going well, and if it's not going well, then I hope it's at least going quickly. How's everybody feeling? You don't need to tell me, just check in with yourself, ask yourself, how are you feeling? How's the body feeling? Have we got any areas of tightness or tension? Maybe we've got a bit of an ache or a pain here and there. Just become aware of these sensations. Notice how the body feels this morning. If you're not already there, we'll come to seated. So sitting, however feels comfortable for you this morning. And we'll start by taking some deep, nourishing breaths. So in and out through the nose if we can. If that doesn't feel quite right, maybe in through the nose, out through the mouth. If that still isn't working for you, just breathe however you need to, however feels comfortable. And with our inhale, we're trying to pull the breath as deep as we can, maybe down into the belly if we can. Give our parasympathetic nervous system a little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a kickstart. Start waking up. Release the exhale steadily and slowly, letting each drop of air move out of the lungs. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, relaxing the jaw. You're welcome to close the eyes here, soften the gaze. And we'll take a couple of moments here to think about our intention for the day today now. So how do you want today to go? Remembering that you are the master of your day. Whatever external elements may come into play throughout the day, you have the ability, you have the confidence, and hopefully from these sessions, you've got some tools that you can use as well to deal with whatever might come your way. Remembering not to get frustrated if this intention isn't revealing itself. And just try and let it come naturally. Don't worry if you've got a feeling of something but you can't quite put your finger on how to put it into words. Totally fine. Just focus on that feeling, use that feeling, and try and nurture that, nourish that. If you haven't already done so, just gently blinking open the eyes, letting the light in. We'll come into our physical practice this morning then. So left hand's coming out to the side, to the mat beside us. Inhale, reaching up through that right arm. Exhaling over into a lean. Inhaling, coming back up, swapping those hands. So right hand down to the mat, left arm reaching up. Exhaling over to the right this time. Inhaling up, arms are swapping. Exhaling to lean. Inhaling up. We'll do one more on each side, just moving with your own breath. With that final inhale, we'll come back to center, release those arms down. Give the shoulders a couple of rolls here. Come back round the other way. We'll come and give a seated cat-cow go. So this is a good one to know how to do when, if you work at a desk, if you work in an office, it's a nice little stretch for the spine. So however we're seated, just trying to lengthen a little bit through the spine if we can. With our inhale then, we're going to take the arms, bringing them wide, palms facing forwards, continuing as far as the shoulders will allow. So maybe if the arms will go a little bit behind the body, that's great. As we do so, we're pushing forwards through the chest, through the belly. Maybe gaze gently lifting up to the ceiling. Think about your cow shape. With our exhale, coming back the opposite way then. So the spine is going to push out behind us. Arms are coming in. We're going to bring hands across to opposite shoulders, really hugging the body in, maybe dropping the head down. Noticing which arm's on top here. Inhale, arms are coming wide, belly, chest gently pushing forwards, gaze going up if it's okay for the neck. Exhaling, coming back in. Spine pushing out behind you, arms are coming in. Remembering which arm was on top last time, trying to swap them over if you can. One more of each. Lovely big inhale. Really open those arms as wide as the shoulders will allow. And with your exhale, once you're in your cat, you can always give your shoulders a little bit of a rub here. A little bit of physical contact is always good. Inhale, take those arms wide. Release them down. Maybe just shake out the hands, the arms a little bit. We're going to come up onto all fours here then. We'll come and give our thread the needle a go. I have to go the opposite way because the sun is blinding. So we'll start with our left arm then. So wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Coming into thread the needle. So our left arm, we're posting it underneath our right armpit. Reaching through as far as we can. When you can't reach any further, that's when we're going to gently lower that left shoulder down to the mat. The ears coming down. The head can rest on the mat, it might rest on the hand. You might take this right hand out long if that feels okay for the shoulders. We'll have a couple of breaths here. If you want to go a little bit further, want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can take your left leg nice and steady. We're going to start to straighten the leg, keeping the toes on the mat to start with. Makes this a little bit of a balanced posture almost. If we've got the left leg out then, nice and steady, lowering that knee down. If the right arm's out long, bringing it in towards the body. With our inhale, pushing ourselves back up, coming back to all fours, taking a breath, coming to do the same on the opposite side, and so right hand this time, posting underneath the left armpit, reaching it through as far as we can. And when you can't reach anymore, that's when we're going to lower the shoulder down, lowering the head, finding where it's comfortable for this left arm. If you want that little bit of a challenge again, you can take the right leg this time. Start to straighten it out behind you. We'll have a couple of breaths here then. If we've got that right leg out straight then, gently bringing the knee back in. If the left arm's out long, pulling that hand in towards the body. With our inhale, pushing ourselves back up, coming back to all fours. Taking a breath. We'll come and give a puppy pose a go. So our knees, our hips are staying where they are. We'll gently start by just lowering ourselves down onto our forearms. So check in with the spine a little bit here. So if we're particularly stiff in the spine, especially first thing in the morning, this might feel enough. You might not want to go any further than here, and that's fine. So we can always bring palms down to the mat here, maybe gaze just gently ahead of you. If you feel like you go a little bit further, maybe start to walk the hands, the arms away. Bring the forehead down towards the mat. Hips and tailbone are pushing up and back behind you. Full chest gently softening down towards the mat. And with our next inhale, bring the hands back in towards the body. Pushing ourselves back up. Coming back to our all fours. From here then, we'll give the hips a little bit of a stretch here. So we'll step the right foot forward to start with. So helping it through if you need to. Planting that foot down. Hands are coming either side of that foot. If you've got blocks or anything similar that you use, you can always bring them either side of that right foot to rest the hands on. Just give yourself a little bit of extra height. To start with here then, we'll be gazing forwards. We're stretching the crown of the head away from that tailbone. And next we're going to think about this left knee. So just take your weight off the knee a little bit, maybe curl those toes under to help you. Just shuffle the knee back just a few inches, making the gap between the left knee and the front foot just a little bit wider. Hands can come back to your blocks, back to the mat, either side of that front foot. Inhale here, nice and long. As we exhale, we're just going to start to sink the hips just a little bit, really tiny, tiny movements. Just go as far as still feels good. So remember, we're never looking for any kind of pain. We're only ever looking for some nice, juicy stretches. Really stretching out the hips here. With our next inhale, nice and steady, pushing ourselves back to center. We curl those left toes under again, bring the left knee back in. We'll step right knee back to meet the left. Take a breath or two here. You might want to sway the hips a little bit here from side to side. Just release any tension from the hips we might have built up in that stretch. When you're ready, we'll come and do the same with our left leg. So we're stepping that left foot forwards. Blocks, cushions, whatever you've got, maybe coming either side of that foot. Hands can rest on the mat. They might be on your blocks. They can be flat. They could be on fingertips. Inhaling, bringing the attention to the crown of the head, reaching it away from the tailbone. Feel the neck and the spine as it starts to lengthen out a little bit. You can always think about this right knee then, so tucking those right toes under if it helps. Shuffling the knee back just a few inches, so we've got a little bit more of a gap between the left foot and the right knee. Inhaling, looking long. Exhaling then, nice and steady, really small movements, just taking it as far as feels comfy, sinking those hips. Feeling that lovely, lovely stretch. Pulling the breath in deep down into that stretch, down into those tendons and deep muscles in the hip. With our next inhale then, bring that right knee back in, tucking the toes underneath, supporting with your hands, shuffling the knee up. Stepping the left knee back to meet the right, giving those hips a little sway here, sliding the blocks. Ooh, that was a nice click in my hip there. Sliding those blocks out the way. We'll have a quick child's pose here before we close the class. So take the knees nice and wide. Thumb coming down towards the heels, forehead coming down to the mat. Finding where feels good for those arms, for those shoulders. And we can stay here in stillness if that works for you. You might just gently roll the head from side to side across the forehead. And just giving the forehead a really nice gentle massage here. With our next inhale, bring those hands back in towards the body, gently bringing us back up. We'll come to a comfy seated position again. We can take a moment here to close the eyes, soften the gaze, come back to our deep breath, breathing down into our bellies if we can. Bring the focus back to our intention for the day then. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the session this morning. And I hope that if at any point in the day things do start to maybe get on top of you, or you start to experience a little bit of stress, a little anxiety, whatever it might be, just try and bring to your mind that your best is absolutely good enough. You are good enough. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Have a lovely day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 5. Take care. Bye bye.